Hello and welcome back to Calradia 1403. We're going to do a tournament straight away just because we have some padded cloth with strips right here. We could put, I don't know, possibly sell it for a little bit of money, you know. And we also figured out that couch lancing is really strong if you can, well, never mind. Apparently my friend decided to block me. Well, that's, yeah, that's just, yeah, you know, classic and a half. And, oh, actually did some really nice damage to the horse here, but nothing too... What? Did you see that? It must have been my... okay, it must have been... Okay. I'm gonna need to go... I think I might need to go first person with this. Yeah, we might need to go first person. I never usually like doing first person. Because you can see here... Look at how it works. It's just absolutely awful for me. I don't know why. I have no idea, but I mean, you can see there, the manual attack literally just got me the kill without me even really trying, in comparison to the couch lance. Oh, it seems like I'm hitting the ground somehow. I'm actually not entirely sure what's going on with that, but my mount killed that guy, so I guess I don't really need to worry about him now. Funnily enough, it feels to me like I should probably just run into people with my horse. That seems to be a more powerful strategy, which is hilarious, you know, suffice it to say, because let's face it, you know, you don't really want to be doing that on a, you know, on a regular basis. I mean, technically it's actually not bad though, you know, it's not a bad strategy to have, but certainly something that I am kind of perplexed by. I'm thinking to myself, why would I need to do that? I basically just blocked that guy so my teammate could kill him. By the way, there we go. Yes, not too bad, not too bad. Actually, relying on our teammates sometimes is pretty good. Yes, he's got a shield, of course. I kind of wanted to help out our teammate there, try to get a nice little bit of extra damage. Nice, okay, in the leg. Not great, not great. I would have preferred the abdomen or maybe a neck shot. That would have been fantastic, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult to... Whoa, okay, that guy actually hit me from there. That's interesting. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to wait and see what happens here. Maybe my Rhodoks trained spearman is going to kill the opponent. This is indeed a tier 3 tournament, by the way, which means that, well, as you might expect, every single opponent is much more difficult than it was before when we initially started the mod. Okay, there we go. Wow, massive damage. Actually, insane damage being done right here. Okay, so that was some nice couch lance damage. Maybe we can do something. I mean, look at exactly what's happening right now. I'm doing some pretty good damage in general. Like, my hits are not bad, but the damage is just being negated because he's got good armor on, you know? That's the reason, you know, he's got good armor on, so it is making a big difference. However, let's try a couch lance and actually see whether it does hit the ground. It feels to me like when the horse is going up and down, the lance is also kind of doing that because it is so incredibly long, you know, it is a long lance, and so the reach of it might actually be slightly detrimental to a degree. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know, I'm just gonna equip this, to be honest. I mean, really, there is no point in me just faffing around all the time, because I could just kill this guy with this. And it's going to be a lot easier, as you can see. Look at that. That was so much simpler than just, you know, messing around with that other thing. Okay, so I do have... Oh, dear. Yeah, so polearm. Polearm rounds are kind of my bane in this mod for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, let's be very careful. Be very careful. Just trying to level up as well, by the way. Trying to level up a lot of my skills. The more an enemy blocks my attacks as well, by the way, the more skill I get, and vice versa as well. The more that I can block enemies, then the more skill I get too. Anyway, there we go. Okay, we didn't get anything super nice, like for example a legendary. I did roll a 55 though this time. You need a 95 to be able to get a legendary, and that would multiply the amount that I could sell this for by a significant amount, but unfortunately, no. We're just going to sell that for 500 or 600 even, and we are going to try to find an escort merchant caravan mission, because as we found out in the previous episode, Sea Raiders are amazing, right? Sea Raiders are really good for us to fight. But in this case, I would like to see if we can find an escort merchant caravan quest, because that is going to be so good. And we found one. Yes, this is absolutely perfect. Okay, here we go. Yeah, what we're also going to do is... I'm actually just going to take a quick look here. Okay, how much grain do they have in the marketplace? They have quite a lot of grain. Not a super hardcore amount. The reason why I say that is because I was wondering whether I should purchase this guy's brewery. Because if I purchase his brewery, I could potentially make a little bit of extra passive income, which might be nice. Because as I'm running around, you know, it kind of makes sense, right? Should I try it?
Oh.
24,000? Sure. Let's do it. Why not? I mean, he's got a brewery. We might as well just test it out and see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to go to Ortisia, and that is... Oh, we actually own that now. Oh, okay. The Rhodoks are making some big inroads. Unless... Wait a minute. Unless they already own this? Or did they actually take it? Because I obviously know what happens in the base game. The base game is... this is a Western Empire fief as far as I remember. But in this, I'm not entirely sure. Alright, well, we do have a perk to spend. Okay, let's see. Braced or keep at bay? Well, it's pretty obvious that we're going to be going for braced here. There we go. And we also have raiders available to fight. These are going to be mounted pillagers, mounted ransackers, and things like that. So these guys are going to be really, really strong. At least if we can't get them off their mounts. And as a primarily ranged army... This might actually be somewhat difficult. Yes, it might be. So let me actually just see something real fast. Okay, there are no trees around here. There are only very small trees here. Okay, well that's not exactly good. I guess we'll just do something like this. Put them into a shield wall formation. Put these guys like this. There we go. And I think we should be fine. Alright. Something like that is hopefully going to be decent enough. And bear in mind that our crossbowmen are indeed going to be doing volley fire. Oh yeah, my horse is lame, by the way. And I needed to replace that, and I completely forgot. Oh dear. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Or maybe it won't. I don't know, it depends, it depends. I mean, you can see here that we're not actually having too many issues right now. I should probably get off my mount, to be honest. There is basically no point in me staying on this thing, and if I can use a thrusting attack against one of these enemies as they come in... Or actually, I could just steal this guy's horse. There we go. That's a lot easier, isn't it? Okay, now this is going to be great. So we can do massive damage to these guys, yes, as you can see. Good hit right there. And, oh yeah, that's actually something that I'm going to do, by the way. I'm going to equip, what should I say, not equip, enable. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to enable the middle damage report thing so that we can actually see when I make a hit a little bit clearer. Well, I gotta say, this is a pretty interesting situation to be in because, I mean, the enemy is pretty clearly wanting to shoot at us with their horse archers because they do have a bunch of them, and as you can quite clearly tell, we're trying to kill them ourselves. And the enemy is also charging at us with their cavalry, but you can see here, this is what is so funny about the cavalry. They are just going to get absolutely murdered by our wonderful, wonderful spearmen, which is exactly the reason why I was saying to you how effective it is to play as the Rhodoks, at least in my opinion, or shall we say, at least to get troops that are capable of defending against cavalry in some big fashion. Now, unfortunately, it looks as though these guys are going to take quite some time for us to eliminate because they are indeed just running around us in circles. However, my crossbowmen are now starting to pick some of them off, which is nice. And, well, there isn't really much for me to do except just speed up the action because I will never be able to catch these fellows on my own horse. And as far as I'm aware, I think, well, those horses are probably okay. I think one of them is mine. But might as well just let them... Oh, there we go. Yep, they're just going to retreat. Okay, that's fantastic. Not bad. Not bad. And we basically took no casualties whatsoever. And that is purely because, as you may have seen, they decided to charge directly into our spearmen. And I think it is probably about time that I get some spearmen, so that's exactly the reason why I'm going to be leveling up 10 of these tribesmen into them, and then hopefully we're going to have a good little bit of action there. We're going to be thrusting into many cavalry as we go forward. And I'm just going to take all the loot. This is going to be incredible gains, by the way. You know, if you thought that we gained a huge amount fighting Sea Raiders, you just wait and see what we're going to get here. It's going to be absolutely crazy good. So, first of all, what we're going to do is I'm going to sell my prisoners. So let's just keep track of this, right? So I sold for 910, right? And then we're also going to sell here. So I sold all of my other stuff, all of my loot, for 12,500. So I sold for about 1,000 before, so now we've made about 13,500. And then I also need to obviously equip a new mount. So that's exactly what we'll do there. Yeah, I'm actually wondering whether I want to use a different mount. No. I think I'm fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, there you are. Look at that. We literally, in one battle, made 13,500. And we also leveled up, obviously, which is exactly what we wanted. So let's actually have a look. What do I want to do? Well, this is the main problem here. We do level up very slowly, so it is going to be a bit of a problem for us as time goes on. I'm thinking to myself we should probably level up polearms, and let's get some more vigor. And I think then we just have to wait for these guys to catch up to us. And let's actually see what our... it's doing 0 at the moment. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Okay, now we need to go to Lagata. Okay, so we're going to Lagata now. Let's see what happens, because no doubt there will be some more raiders coming. And there they are. Okay, we're going to be fighting at night time. Not a big fan of fighting at night, but what can you do, right? What can you do? And we did just absolutely destroy the first group of raiders that we fought. This is... Oh, look at this. This environment right here is an absolutely strategic heaven for a party such as ours. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put every single person up here. And we're just going to do something like this, I think. Something like this seems pretty good. Let's spread them out a little bit. Make sure that these guys are in a nice little shield wall, and then there you go. That's it. That's all we need to do. These guys are going to be so incredibly hard to eliminate now, because the enemy has to... They're going to slow down when they're charging up here, right? Look at this. Look at my mount. It slows down quite dramatically as we reach the apex of the hill. And it's the same thing with, you know, them charging in against our other people, you know, because they're going to have to charge in against our spearmen as well, and that's going to get them basically nothing, because my forces are indeed, as you could see, look at them. They are just eating them for breakfast. It is crazy the amount of damage that we can do with this. Wow. I gotta say, I am actually really looking forward to when we are actually fighting against, like, vassals and stuff like that, because having a showdown with a Swadian, that would be the greatest test. That would be the absolute greatest test for us. And I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice not to seek out the Swadians as fast as possible. Because if we can get them embroiled in any kind of battle, and we can actually prove our might against the, you know, Swadian knights, then wow, it's gonna be so fun. It is gonna be so incredibly fun. Now, one thing, these guys are obviously, for some reason, being a little bit weird now. It's probably because they realize that they're going to get absolutely massacred if they charge in there anymore. So I'm just gonna level up a little bit by attacking them with reckless abandon. Yes, look at how much damage I can do. My glaive that was only 600 gold, which I very much appreciate, is very strong. There we go. Eliminate them, thank you. Yes. Okay, come on, crossbowman. You'll do some damage. I would very much appreciate it, actually. I would very much appreciate them killing some of these guys for me. There we go. Nice. It is so funny. It is so funny, literally, to just like hear the realistic battle sounds, because this is technically, actually, it's technically how it would sound in real life. So it's quite funny, because you just hear clonk, clonk, and blunt kind of sounds and things like that. And I find that quite funny, because obviously it's not the romanticized version of what battle actually sounds like. Anyway, let's see. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get more of these. We're gonna get some trained spearmen, and oh, that's looking real nice. I'm not gonna use it myself. We could technically give it to Svala. Does she have any riding skill though? No. She doesn't have any riding skills, so going to be absolutely pointless in my opinion. We also have a light harness here. This is not going to be particularly useful. Okay, yeah, no, we're just going to take it. And now remember how much we got before, because we're going to obviously try to add all of this up, because this is the reason why I've said multiple times that the Escort Merchant Caravan quest, as soon as you can do it, is one of the most lucrative tasks you can do in the entire game with well, basically no downside. There is very, very little downside to doing this, unless you get defeated, of course. If you get defeated, then, well, you probably want to recruit some people, level them up, and stuff like that first, and then you're going to be good. Then you're going to be golden. Alright, so we're getting another 13,500, basically, and there you go. Look at that. We've now made 27,000 in total, right? 27,000 in total, and we haven't even completed the task. The task is still not done, and we still have another battle to do. And that's the funny thing, oh, look at this. We got the Swadians fighting against the, I don't even know what, fighting against these guys, the Joroya. Oh yes, okay. And yeah, that's gonna be interesting to fight as well. I am actually not entirely sure. You know what? I'm kind of intrigued. What do they look like? Are these guys like the Empire or what? It doesn't look like I can actually see their troops for the most part. I'm actually not entirely sure what they look like, to be honest. These guys, obviously, you can see them. But the Joroya don't seem to have anything here, at least as far as I can tell. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at some of their armies when we get to that point, and then we can figure out what they're using. Okay, so the raiders are gonna be coming in from this side. We want to make sure to intercept them as best as we can every single time. And aha, let's see, what are we getting? We're gonna get veterinary, in my opinion, 10%. I mean, okay, wait. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go with well-strapped. I never ever take well-strapped, but because of the way that damage to mounts works in this mod and RBM and all that stuff, I personally think that 20% HP to our mount is actually not gonna make any difference, or very little difference, to whether a mount is going to die or become eliminated. Whereas when it comes to well-strapped, a minus 50% chance of your mount dying or becoming lame after it falls in battle, that could be kind of useful. But then I also think, well, I could then replace it instantly. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Why not? It saves me a little bit of micromanagement if it actually works. I've never really taken well-strapped because I personally think that it is not very useful. Oh. Wow. Well, this is a pretty incredible map. Yeah. Okay, this is actually hilarious. This map is probably one of the best maps that you can have for, well, pretty much any ranged army, especially a ranged army that is going to now be dealing with... Wait a minute. Look at what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna be such a... Oh, I'm gonna be such an idiot to these guys. I really am. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Because look at this. I'm literally putting my spearmen at the mouth of the bridge. And this is going to make it so that they have to run into us. And look at them with their spears. I mean, yeah, sure, okay, fine. Some of them are going to get through, right? Some of them are going to get through because that's just how, you know, it's just how it's going to be. But the amazing, I love it. I love it. Oh, that is so fantastic. That is literally one of the greatest joys in the world, to actually make the AI pay for once with a significant strategic or tactical maneuver, you know, that you don't usually get those opportunities, you know, because the AI is usually going to be way too passive, or they're going to be way too aggressive, or anything, you know, like that. And it's going to make it very, very difficult for you to make any kind of, you know, inroad in regards to those kinds of strategies. Whereas this, no, they let me do this. They let me do this, and this was fantastic. This is the kind of thing that I want more of, you know? I want more of these kinds of things, because look at this guy right now. He just literally ran in right there and just got absolutely slaughtered, because that's exactly what's going to happen if you run in to a bunch of people with spears, and they all have spears, and they're all very good at what they do. They're all very, very good at what they do. And you can see here that we can even move these guys into the middle of the bridge as well. What's really funny, though, is that these fellows are all here now. And they're basically just gonna... Are they gonna run around in circles? Or are they actually gonna do something? That's the question. Yeah, this... Oh, no. This crossbow is terrible. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Gonna have to get something that is much more powerful, because as you could quite clearly tell, I literally cannot hit anything from a fair distance away. Whoa, no, this is not good enough. Okay, yeah, this is certainly not good enough, and the enemy is actually showing themselves to be really annoying. So I'm actually gonna get my infantry back here, and you know what? Actually, let's get my archers back here too. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna just speed this up. They are not really... Ah, here we go. Ah, they're actually coming. They might actually be coming across the... Yes, they are coming across the bridge now. This is exactly what I wanted them to do, though, because this... Look at what's happening right now. Look at what's happening. They are getting absolutely trapped by the water, which is exactly what you want, of course. You know. And they are just going to get sniped across the board, pretty much. And yeah, okay, fine, you know, our infantry are not that useful now, which is obviously a bit of a problem, but these guys are going to be... Bouncing horse. These guys are going to be eliminated by our crossbowmen primarily, so there really is no real problem with letting them through here. And that's it. There you go. Victory. Super. Wow. That was so fun. That was actually probably the most fun I've had in a battle in a while, just because it was just beautiful. It was just absolutely beautiful, because we had the exact army setup that you need to be able to counter cavalry. And when you're fighting against cavalry, it's so nice to have the direct counter for once. I never usually have that, you see, because most of the time, if you're playing with the base game, there really isn't that much, shall we say, counterplay in regards to spearmen, for the most part, because there's not a lot of bonus damage being done, you know, all kinds of things like that. There isn't really anything that you really need to super hardcore try about in regards to spearmen versus cavalry, for example. And it's just nice. It's just nice to actually see that there is a way for you to capitalize on these things, and I really like that. And it's just so much fun. It really is. Okay, so we're also going to sell some of these saddles, because I don't actually need these. And look at that, we got 16,000 from that, and I haven't even sold the prisoners either. There we go. Yeah, still 16,000. And this has now meant that we made, what was it again? 27,000 before, and we now made 16,000, so we've made over 40,000 just from randomly running around here and doing this quest. And now we made another 3,150 on top of that. So we've made almost 50,000. Literally, almost 50,000 just from doing this one quest. Just from doing this one quest. Obviously, in the base game, this is not how it's going to be. You're going to get less of a reward because the loot in Calradia 1403 is better a little bit than the base game, as far as I know. And whoa, she's actually really, really proficient. I kind of feel like I would like to recruit her, to be honest. Oh, I can't. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, that's unfortunate. We already have maxed out companions. Oh, so sad, so sad. Okay, well, that is okay. That is alright. We don't really need to worry about that too much. I should probably become a mercenary, shouldn't I? Right? I should probably become a mercenary, because we do have the ability to do that now, and I have quite a lot of cash. I technically should have become a mercenary before doing that quest, because then I would have been able to earn some influence, but at the time, I was kind of in two minds about it, because I thought to myself, okay, am I actually even going to be able to do it? I was, you know, I was actually a little bit insecure about thinking to myself, do I have the ability to even complete the Escort Merchant Caravan quest? I thought maybe my forces were not high enough level, you know, or something like that. But no, they do seem to actually be pretty good. So let me see. Is there a lord somewhere nearby?
Very well. What do you propose?
I would like to enter the service of King Graveth. My sword is yours for the right sum. 170 for every group of enemies. Alright, yep, that sounds great. And this is what's wonderful about Bannerlord. This is one of the things that is very, very nice in comparison to Warband. And there are a few things, but let's just say, being able to become a mercenary and being able to basically just speak to anyone and then leave at any time is actually really cool, in my opinion. You don't have to find the liege or anything like that, and you can kind of just write your own ticket, as it were, and I very much appreciate that. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of hover around Graveth's army for the moment, because you never know when he's going to have some vassals nearby that you could potentially do some damage to. And then, yeah, like for example, these these guys. No, not in a million years. The Saranids have declared war. Is that a caravan? No, it's just villagers. Ah, they've just taken this. Okay, that's very cool, actually. This is very, very cool in actual fact. Okay. Okay, so technically, me becoming a mercenary is quite dangerous because, well, it's dangerous for our caravans because they can now be picked off really, really easily. And this is usually the reason why my caravans do tend to get eliminated. Because they, you know, the AI for them is kind of a bit stupid sometimes. And what do we have going on here? There's no way. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I think they're going to win, actually. I think Graveth is going to win. What do you think? I think he's going to win. Should I go in here? You know what? I should probably go in, shouldn't I? Oh, this is a very close battle. Okay, you know what? Let's go in, shall we? Okay, let's go in. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was gonna win even if I didn't join this, because he has, well, as I said before, he has a bunch of spearmen, right? He has a bunch of spearmen and he has a bunch of crossbowmen, and this is clearly them being outmatched dramatically. And that is the only thing you really need to know about it. There is just very little that the opponent can do when... this is the reason why they're so strong, by the way, in Warband as well, the Rhodoks. You know, they are an extremely defensive faction. If you try to besiege any of their fiefs, then good luck, because they do so much damage. They have so many wonderful crossbowmen that are actually really good no matter what tier they are as well. You know, you can get killed by a tier 2 crossbowman very, very quickly. just because. But yeah, let's actually see what happens here. So these guys are being super super weird about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put auto delegate on, or not. Huh. No, apparently not. Okay, I'm going to actually tell my guys to go all the way to the back here, because that's exactly what my allies are doing for some reason. Okay, it's a bit strange. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not the one that's commanding these fellows. I am literally only commanding my own troops, which are over here. I'm going to put them all the way back up here for some reason. I have no idea what is actually going on right now. This is very weird. But I'm going to assume that they're looking for the greatest tactical advantage, and this would be it. If it were anything in this entire battlefield. Look at what we've got here. We've got a rock on the right side as well, so our right flank is completely protected, which is extremely powerful. Forward! But for some reason, the spearmen and various other things are running into each other. It's kind of a bit strange. All right. But if these guys actually start firing, as you can see they are actually now starting to do that, then yeah, this is going to be very interesting. My own forces are probably going to get picked off a little bit here, which is not exactly great. Don't really want to lose any of my own troops. But let's actually see what happens here. The question is, do I want to get embroiled in some of this fighting? I guess so. Okay, decent-ish damage. Obviously, bear in mind, this particular weapon I'm using is cutting damage, right? So it's not going to be as effective as if I were using a spear of some kind. But if I can hit them on the head or get them in the face or something like that, then that's obviously going to be much better. I did hit him in the head that time, yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously the neck is the best, but that's going to be a bit difficult. Alright, so they're now starting to go in. There was a massive dance of will they, won't they, for multiple minutes now. And hilariously enough, what's actually going on with my... did you see that? My pole arm was a little bit weird there, but I think that's probably due to super speed or something. There's some kind of weird interaction with super speed, I guess. Anyway, I'm just going to run here. I'm going to try to knock some of these guys down just to interrupt their reloading animation. That's literally all I'm doing with this. Because, of course, I'm not really going to be able to kill anyone with it, but I'm just going to try to be a bit of a distraction, you know. Because, as I said, I'm not really going to be able to kill anything super hard here. But, yeah, the enemy is getting... I would say they're doing a pretty decent job. Yeah, as you can see right there, there's some weird things going on with the textures of some of these weapons. I'm not sure why that's happening. It must be something that I've done. But, yeah, well, whatever the case, as you can see, I think they might actually be running... Okay, be a bit careful here. Careful. Oh. Wow. That was some big damage. Okay, I think we can... Yeah, we're basically forcing them to retreat right now. As you can see, the Rhodoks... It's actually interesting to see an army like this actually fight. Because look at what is happening right now. They charge them off. The Swadians have now... retreated, and they are now regrouping, I assume, and the Rhodoks are congregating in the original positions that they had, that they took up at the very beginning, and we're basically just going to wait for the Swadians to come back, I guess. It's a bit weird, to be honest. I mean, I personally wouldn't be doing this, but I don't know. If I were the Rhodoks right now, I would be pushing my advantage as much as I possibly could. In other words, I'd be getting over there. I think there's a bridge. Isn't there a bridge over there? Yeah, I think... Yeah. That is a bridge. Indeed. That is a bridge. So I would be pushing that advantage dramatically, but for some reason, the Rhodoks here don't seem to think that that is a good idea. I mean, what do I know? You know, maybe they know more than I do. Well, technically, I've been in this battle for 27 minutes. Obviously, most of that time has been spent in super speed mode. So, as you see here, we do have the Rhodoks that are basically doing, well, pretty much nothing. They're going forward, back, and over again. And they don't seem to be moving forward at all. The only people that are forward are the allied horse archers. And they seem to be waging some sort of skirmish war against the enemy's archers or infantry or something like that. And yeah, as you can see, I've basically just been waiting here with super speed. I can't imagine what it would be like if you didn't have super speed, because well, you're basically just going to be sitting here for, what, half an hour? It's been 30 minutes now, as you can see. And, well, the Rhodoks are no closer to attacking. What's quite funny, though, is that they're basically just waiting until their horse archers do something. You see, they're waiting for that. But from what I can tell, they're not actually doing much at all. As you can see, they're just running back and forth, shooting their little arrows and things like that, and that seems to be about it. And the enemy isn't really having much luck in eliminating them either. And basically these guys right here, they're waiting for the horse archers to fulfill a certain objective, and once that objective is fulfilled, then they're going to be moving forward and doing whatever they want to do. But as it stands, I have no control over this whatsoever, because as you could see, if I said everyone, I only have 13 people under my command, which is actually, I have, wait a minute, these are mine? The horse archers are mine? Is that true? I don't think so, right? Forward! No. No, I don't think so. Because I'm very shocked if... No, they can't be. The horse archers are not mine. I don't have any horse archers. I don't have any cavalry. So that's a bit strange. Not sure why they allow me to... you technically command them. That's a bit weird. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm probably going to exit the battle, because as it stands, as you can quite clearly tell, nothing much is really going on. And you can see here that we are now getting the infantry to come over here, but the Swadians are not moving, the Rhodoks are not moving. Yep. That seems to be about it for me, to be honest. That seems to be about it. I don't really want to wait any longer. That's it. They are going to win, though, of course. The Rhodoks are going to win, so this is obviously a pretty good victory. It's just unfortunate that I was unable to receive any rewards for it, because it would have been kind of nice. But, well, you know, that's just how it goes, isn't it? Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.